What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for the first tier list of the season. It is the August performance tier list. We're going to take our player ratings on an average and see which section they fall into. So 3 games so far this season, a win, a loss and a draw against Everton, Leicester and Newcastle, which I feel like we've performed well. We just haven't got the results that we all wanted through the door. So awful is 0 to 4.9. Not good is 5 to 5.9. Okay is 6 to 6.4. Good is 6.5 to 6.9. Very good is 7 to 7.4, and anything above 7.5 goes into excellent. Anyone that doesn't play the required minutes goes into can't judge, and obviously the best rated player will go into player of the month. So, shall we get into this?
Let's do it. Who's the first player?
First player is Ben Davies.
Can't judge. What a player. Yeah, I don't think he's played at all, has he?
Ben Davies, did he come on in one of the games?
He might have come on in one of the games, but I don't remember.
He hasn't started any games, that's for sure. So, yeah.
They haven't given him any ratings. So.
No, he hasn't even played a minute.
No minutes.
So Ben Davies. Next up is Radu Dragusin. He played, he obviously started the Newcastle game. Mm-hmm. Did he come on in any of the other games, or was it just that one game?
One rating we've given
him. I think it was a fairly good performance from him. Obviously, he got caught out of position for one of the goals, a bit too deep. But apart from that, I thought he played really well.
Yeah, just one game, one rating, and I gave him an 8, you gave him a 7, so it's a 7.5.
7.5. So he goes into excellent.
I think it's generous, but big up to Radu.
Yeah, it is very generous, playing only one game, and that was a loss as well.
And it was a loss, but he was one of our best players on the day, to be fair.
All right, next up is Pape Matar Sarr.
Pape Matar Sarr. He is 6.6, just 6.
So started the Newcastle game, he went off at half-time. Started the Leicester game, went off with 10 minutes to go, and then came on off the bench against Everton for the last 25 minutes. I would say that his probably, in a strange way, his best performance was the Newcastle game, but he got taken off at half-time because of the booking. And then the other 2 games, I think against Leicester, was fairly poor from Pape, particularly on the ball, off the ball. I thought he was excellent. And then coming on against Everton, I thought he did okay. So, yeah, a bit hit and miss from Pape so far this season. I'll probably predict he goes into okay.
Say 6.0.
Just sneaks into okay.
Sneaks in there, yeah. I gave him a 5.7 and you gave him a 6.3. So, yeah, that was how we rated him. I was quite harsh to him against Leicester. I gave him a 4, then a 7 and a 6. So, yeah, it hasn't been the best start to season for Pape, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like just carried on what he was like in pre-season, because I don't think he had a particularly good pre-season either.
Agreed.
But next up is Mickey van der Ven, obviously injured for the game against Newcastle. 2 good performances against Leicester and Everton. Against Everton, he was absolutely brilliant, and against Leicester, he kind of just went about his business without doing anything too fancy. So I would probably say he goes into very good.
7.8.
Oh, it's excellent.
Yeah. 2 performances. You gave him a 9 and a 7. I gave him an 8 and a 7. So very highly rated, especially his performance against Everton. Remember that assist he got. So we've been very happy with his performances. Obviously, he did miss the Newcastle game for injury. So he gave 7.8, yeah.
Next up is Jed Spence. He's played 20 minutes of football over the course of 2 games. 18 minutes against Everton, 1 minute against Leicester, 0 minutes against Newcastle. Probably goes into can't judge.
Yeah, we gave him a 7 overall. We did give him 1 rating, but yeah, probably should go into can't judge, I assume.
Yeah, I'd put him in can't judge. Spence goes into can't judge. Next up is Destiny Udogie, who I think has played in all 3 games. Hasn't been bad, but I don't think he's been he hasn't been great. I don't think, we're judging on his performances when he was really on form. I'll probably say he goes into good.
6.2.
Oh, okay. He goes into.
I feel like he's been quite good up until the 60th minute, and then he starts to tire a bit, and he starts getting exposed, and that's happened in a few games now. So maybe it's just a case of him building up fitness, but he only goes into okay.
Yeah, the thing is with Destiny, Ange said it, he's trying to get many minutes in his legs as possible. So that obviously suggests saying like he wasn't completely ready for the season.
True.
Next up is Pedro Porro. Played in every minute so far this season. Got a goal on the opening day against Leicester, and I think he's been fairly good throughout the first 3 games. So I would say he goes into very good. I would say
6.7.
Oh, just into good.
Yeah.
I keep going one above where we putting them in.
We gave them 2 7s and a 6 each. Maybe could have been a bit higher against Leicester, but Newcastle was a decent game, but did I think we were a bit exposed on that side, and obviously one of the goals came down that side as well. I think he's been pretty good, but maybe has still got levels to go up.
Okay. Pedro Porro goes into good. Next up is James Maddison. And I feel James Maddison's first 2 performances of the season were top performances, really back to what we know and love from James Maddison from the early part of last season. Against Newcastle, I felt like he just got lost in the game a little bit. Didn't have the impact like he did have in the first 2 games, albeit he did get stronger as the game wore on, but then he got taken off. So Maddison for the first 2 games. I think the last game probably brings his average down a bit, so I'd say he goes into good.
He goes into 7.3, so very good.
Very good. Again,
yeah.
One off.
2 8s and a 6 we've given him.
Okay.
I actually gave him 2 7s and an 8. You gave him 2 8s and a 6.
Okay.
So averages out. Yeah, 7.3. I think he's been pretty good. I think in each game he's got a goal contribution pretty much in each game. I think he's had a big influence. I think he's starting to get more involved in the final third as well. So I'm been pretty happy with him so far. So it goes into very good.
Archie Gray up next. Again, didn't play any minutes in the Newcastle game. Played 18 minutes in Everton and 13 minutes at Leicester. Again, I've been fairly impressed with what I've seen, but he probably goes into can't judge.
Who's this, sorry?
Archie Gray.
6.3, which only is okay. We gave him a rating in 2 games, to be fair, against Everton and Leicester, so 6 in each one.
Yeah.
I gave him a 7 in one of them. You've given him 2 6s, so only a 6.3, which is okay.
Yeah, but he just hasn't played that many minutes. He's come on for the final 15 minutes essentially in 2 games, so I think it's probably fair just to put him in can't judge.
All right.
Next up is Vicario. Obviously played every minute. I think he's had a strong season so far, hasn't made any mistakes. He's really improved, in my opinion, his claims coming for crosses and being stronger at corners. So I would say Vicario's had a good start to the season. I would say good.
7.0.
7.0, very good. Just about sneaks into very good.
Yeah, agreed.
One clean sheet?
Huh?
One clean sheet?
One clean sheet. I don't really think any of the goals have been his fault as well. They've been obviously simple goals. But yeah, I'm being pretty happy with him.
It goes into very good, Vicario, not good.
He doesn't have a very good.
Oh, we don't have very good here?
No.
All right, well, very good is being taken out of the tier list this week, apparently.
It's good then.
Next up is Brennan Johnson. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be going into not good.
5.7.
5.7, yeah, not good.
Not good.
First one I've got right, but he did redeem himself a little bit in the last game against Newcastle, coming on as a sub.
He avoided an awful, I would say.
Yeah, because he was brilliant when he came on, probably our best attacking player. But the first 2 games he was pretty awful.
Yeah, I gave him 2 5s, you gave him 2 4s, and we both gave him an 8 against Newcastle. So hopefully the Newcastle game is a sign of things to come, because I thought he made a really good impact in that one.
Yeah, so Brennan Johnson goes into not good. Next up is Big Dom Solanke, has only played 1 game.
Dom.
Against Leicester, which he was very good, but he got marked down because of the chances that he missed. And if he scores one of those chances, we probably go on to win the game, which was very frustrating. I think he probably goes into okay.
I gave him a 7, you gave him a 6, so it's a 6.5.
Yeah, so he goes into good just about.
Just about
Sneaks
good.
in there.
Sneaks into good. Same levels like Maddison, who got 7.3. Doesn't seem right.
No. Next up is Rodrigo Bentancur.
1 star against Leicester.
Yeah, which he was fairly good.
And
then he came on.
Came on against Newcastle. We didn't give him a rating for it, though.
So I think we gave him a 7 or something, didn't we?
We did. 7.0.
Yeah, so he goes into good. Should be very good, but there is no very good this week. Next up after Bentancur is Sonny Boy. 2 goals against Everton. which I remember giving him a 9 for. The other 2 games have been not his best, but hasn't been bad. So I'd say he probably goes into good.
6.8.
Yeah, Sonny goes into good.
Both gave. Oh, you gave him a 9. I gave him an 8 for the Everton game. I gave him a 6 and a 7 for the other 2, and you gave him a 5 and a 6. So just about misses out on very good for Son.
Okay, Dejan Kulusevski, who's obviously been very good so far this season. I think he's made an impact in all the games he's played in, even off the bench against Leicester. I thought he came on and made a positive impact. So I would probably say, I don't think probably hasn't done enough just to get into excellence. So it's probably should be very good, but good in this case.
7.3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
It's actually not far away from excellent.
2 7s and an 8.
Not far away from excellent at all, to be fair.
Really good, strong start to season. I'm liking his new position. He looks like he got a new lease of life there, and he's playing with Maddison as well, which is really exciting. So yeah, 7.3.
Timo Werner up next again. Probably goes into can't judge because of the minutes he's played. 17 minutes against Newcastle.
2 ratings.
13 minutes against Leicester. But if we have put Archie Gray in can't judge, it's probably only fair to put Werner into can't judge because they've played pretty much carbon copy of minutes. But he has been poor every time he's played.
Well, if we're judging him, it's 4.3.
Yeah.
We're giving him 2 ratings.
Yeah.
5 and a 4, and you gave him 2 4s.
Yeah.
So it's 4.3.
Yeah. But he just hasn't played the required minutes.
What's the minimum cut-off then?
I don't know. At least a game, surely.
Well, if you come off the bench for every game, you can't get judged?
If you start, it's a different story. But if you come on for like the last 15 minutes in 2 games, I think it's a bit unfair to pile them into a rating. Like you said,
experienced player.
You said fair enough for Archie Gray. You got to say fair enough for Timo Werner.
Yeah, but Tino is a more experienced player.
Well, I don't think that comes into it.
No. If you're judging,
you just want to smack Timo Werner into awful. You're dying to smack him into awful.
Probably should get. We've given him. He's come on in every game. I don't see why we can't judge him.
Not every game. 2 games.
2 games he's come on for. For 13 minutes and how long?
13 minutes and 15 minutes. Exactly the same as Archie.
We should judge Archie then.
But I just think it's harsh to judge them when they've hardly played any minutes.
All right.
Can you really tell much about the player from 2 15-minute appearances?
Yeah, I think 15 minutes is enough.
I don't know about that.
I think it is. That's the opportunity to impress. 15 minutes, not 5 minutes. It's 15. It's like that's a quarter of a get. Is that a quarter? What is that?
You're judging a player on 2 15-minute appearances when everyone else is getting so many more minutes.
Yeah. That's his role. His role is to do that, though.
His role is to be shit. That's his role.
Is to come on. His role is to come on for 15 minutes to go. That's his role in the team.
True. All right, if you want to smack him in awful, then smack him in awful.
What do you guys think in the chat? I don't know. I know it's not live, but let us know in the comment section below. I think it's fair. He's an experienced player. He's got 2 appearances to come off the bench and impress. Gray's, look, we probably should be judging Gray well if that's the same length. I thought it was shorter in my head. But like he's had 2. If we've given him 2 ratings, I don't know. I feel like he should probably be in the list.
Yeah, but there are cases where a player plays that amount of minutes and we don't give him a rating as well. So it's just like unlucky that we in that game we decided to rate him.
Maybe we should. We always rate him.
Well, I don't care where you put him into. I mean, he should be an awful. He also has a case for can't judge. So whatever, like. You can make the call on where he goes.
Judge him. I think awful.
All right. Well, that means we have to put Archie Gray in the category for 6. So he goes into okay.
That's not terrible.
No, it's not. It's okay. Next up is Cuti Romero. Has made some mistakes this season in terms of conceding goals, but against Everton he was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he? Got on the score sheet. The other 2 games I thought he was good, but those mistakes were costly. So I think he probably goes into good.
7.0.
Yeah, should be very good, but he goes into good.
Yeah, I mean, two 6s and a 9.
Yeah.
So that's what we've rated Romero.
He's been brilliant. He's been brilliant, apart from those little mishaps, which have cost us. Next up is Wilson Odobert. Started 2 games in a row against Everton and against Newcastle. I feel like he's added something different to the attack, but he hasn't like outperformed himself just yet, like in terms of being a real demon on that right or left hand side, creating chances, getting close to goal contribution, anything like that. I think he's like threatened to do it, but hasn't pulled through just yet. But he's kind of like a player where you can see like there's definitely a future there for him.
6.3.
6.3, yeah.
There you go.
He goes into okay.
Goes into okay. I think that's fair. I don't think he's blown anyone away just yet, but he's shown signs of promise.
Yves Bissouma.
Yves Bissouma indeed.
He's going to go into excellent.
7.8.
7.8. So good. No, excellent.
Excellent.
For one game. Two games.
Got
Yeah, he's been good.
9 against Everton and a 7 against Newcastle.
Yeah, he's had a very good start to the season, and he needed that, especially with everything what happened with the balloons and stuff. He's responded in the right manner. So let's hope he can carry on with these kind of performances and even get better.
Agreed.
Next up is Lucas Bergvall, who's come on, I think in all 3 games he's come on.
You've given him 1 rating.
Only 1, which was?
The first game against Leicester.
And what do we give him?
6.
A 6. Okay.
Actually, I gave him a 7, sorry. So it's 6.5.
6.5. So he goes into good.
Sneaks in there. Sneaks into good for 1 rating.
So why didn't we give him a rating for Everton?
How long was he on for?
He got 1 more minute than he had against Leicester.
That was the cut-off.
It's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw.
That was the cut-off.
All right.
Well, Leicester were different, because Everton, it's 4-0 up,
Yeah.
game's dead. Leicester, still a lot to play for, so he's more to do.
And I really liked what he was about when he came on against Leicester, apart from that that moment when he gives the ball away when Vicario berates him.
Yeah.
But, he was brave on the ball. He looked confident. Took that free kick in the last minute where Richarlison probably should have scored. So yeah, I like what Bergvall's about massively. And Richarlison has taken part in 2 games this season: 25 minutes against Everton, 1 minute against Leicester. He probably goes into okay.
Yeah, we only gave him a rating for the Leicester one. It was a 6.
Yeah, so okay.
Okay.
So there you have it. That is the tier list. So who gets Player of the Month? Is it Bissouma?
So, it's a toss-up between 2 players who only played 2 games. That's Van de Ven and Bissouma. Both got 7.8. So I guess we get to decide.
Player of the Month. I'll go for Van de Ven.
Yeah, I'll agree. Go on, let's give it to Van de Ven.
Our Player of the Year last year starts off the first month as Player of the Month. Brilliant stuff. I do feel like Dragoshin to go into excellent as well is a bit over the top, just because he's only played 1 game.
But also half of those goods should have been in very goods.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a lot in good, but like for example, Solanke and Maddison being same level when Maddison got a 7.3 and Solanke 6.5.
Yeah.
But look, that's the tier list. Congratulations, Mickey Van de Ven, for our August Player of the Month. Hopefully many more.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let us know in the comment section below. Don't worry, next month we'll have it proper for you guys with a nice, very good category where we can differentiate from the goods and the very goods. But that is your August tier list for this month. We'll see you all very soon. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.